Hey, in a perfect world, you would have probably gone back to Norfolk to start this year, and by this time, either be banging on the door or being in the majors. Instead, it looks like you're stuck in a hotel room in Bowie again. How difficult as a competitor is it to reconcile what's happening with your development and the fact that you kind of have to go back to square one and kind of wait?
I'd say, yeah, it definitely sucks a little bit. I mean, just not playing in general sucks, but I'd like to think that I've taken advantage of the time that I had home and being built up, and I had a facility to work out at and be able to throw live to guys. So I definitely didn't take that time to take off. So, I mean, I still feel like I definitely development over time, and so it wasn't wasted.
We'll go to Rich Jubroff next.
Hey, Dean. But over the last 4 months, you really haven't faced a lot. You haven't faced a lot of hitters. Thrown to some. Have you where are you as opposed to where you were, let's say, in March?
I actually feel like I've gotten better. Or I've been able to focus on what I need to focus without having like the consequences of pitching in a game and seeing like without being afraid of having any damage done or anything like that. There's no stats or anything, so I can go out there and I've been facing hitters since I came home. So since I went home and came back, so I was able to get feedback from them as well.
Okay, Sean Stepner, you're up next.
Hey, Dean, question about just the competitiveness of everybody in camp. Obviously, nothing can replace facing an opponent. And my question is kind of regarding as the season moves along, how much do you anticipate that competitiveness to kind of increase and that fire to increase even in the intra-squad games, knowing what's on the line for everybody there?
Are you talking about for me personally or for everybody there?
For you and everybody, just like kind of, the possibility of getting called up.
Well, it's like, so granted it's inter squads and stuff like that, and you're working on what you want to work on. And like, there's no like real consequences to throwing bad or throwing well. It's, you just need to be able to take it serious and like really get out of it what you want to get out of it. 'Cause again, like it's hard to replace that competitive nature where you have a guy you don't know in the box necessarily or an umpire back there. So it's pretty much you have to take it. It's got to come from within yourself rather than from outside factors like crowds and stuff like that.
Okay. Just one quick follow-up. Do you anticipate that like as we get going with the season, like tomorrow night and maybe like a month in, do you anticipate that kind of increasing or no?
I'd like to think so.
Chris Marks.
Hey, Dean, how you doing? You played last year with Bowie under Buck Britton. You had a great season there, earning the promotion. You're going to be back there with some of the same instructors and managers and coaches. How do you think that's going to help you continue to develop toward getting to the majors?
I mean, it's going to be the same way that it's been the last 2 years since I came over. I mean, just step by step and working what I need to work on and just having the guys give me good feedback and go from there.
Nathan.
Hey, Dean, what do you make of the alternate side as a whole? And speaking of the coaching staff, it sounds like you guys are pretty even in terms of coaches and players. How does that help you to have basically equal numbers of coaches and players and to get that attention in that way?
Yeah, it's nice to have that development where you can rely on one person or multiple people where they don't have to worry about having it's like a 1-on-15 versus a 1-on-2 or 1-on-3. So it's definitely nice to get attention and have that quick feedback where they're always watching you, not necessarily just in games, but everywhere. And then as for like the whole site, I think they've done a pretty good job. They split us up into 2 clubhouses. There's plenty of space in between everybody, and they made like a air conditioned tent on the concourse for a weight room, and it's been great.
Okay, David.
Hey, Dean. You've obviously learned a lot about yourself as a pitcher over the years. How much has your development, like percentage-wise, been on the actual game mound versus throwing sides in front of TrackMan?
I don't quite I mean, I see the development as the same both during games and during sides or during bullpens and stuff like that. So I mean, every time I step on the mound, I'm trying to tweak something or get something a little bit better, regardless whether it's in a game setting or not.
Yeah, a follow-up on that. I guess my thought is now that you quite possibly will not get to throw in games this year, is just how much will you lose having to go only with side work?
I don't think I'm going to lose anything. I mean, we'll still have inter squads. I'll still see live hitters. I'm still going to see pretty good hitters, guys who have been up in the big leagues. So I think the development's just going to be fine.
We'll go to Jeff Arnold.
Hey, Dean, thanks for doing this. In terms of your curveball development, how has the pitch improved for you since you have become a professional pitcher, and in what ways have you learned how to use it more effectively?
Just like with all the pitches, I mean, everything every year has gotten just a little bit sharper, and my command has gotten just a little bit better every year, and I've kind of understood where in the zone I need to throw it, how many times I need to throw it a game, and so on and so forth. So it's just a work in progress. I mean, every time I'm just going to learn something new.
We'll go to Steve.
Hey, Dean, in addition to the data and the technology that you draw on daily, how does it work with the young pitchers helping each other? I mean, are there things you might see of a certain guy and you might talk to him about, or he might see of you? Is some of that happening too?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Any team I've ever been on, any atmosphere like that, you get feedback from everyone, whether they're old, young. They see something that you don't necessarily see, and like they tell you. It's just being able to be open to that criticism and accepting it, and then you do with that information what you will.
Okay, we'll go to Dan Connolly.
Yeah, Dean, you had said that you use the time off to really kind of keep working at things and getting some feedback from hitters and that kind of stuff. Were you in California or in Stockton, LA, and did you get a chance to face pro hitters? If so, who? And what kind of feedback were you getting?
I was in Stockton back home, and I would face guys who, one of them had just signed during this quarantine, and then a couple other guys are D1 college hitters. So, I mean, I think the benefit's still there. They still know what they're doing at the dish. So, and sometimes they would, I would have outings where they wouldn't swing and they would just track balls, or bullpens where they would stand in and just track balls, and I had a Rapsodo available, and so I pretty much got the most out of it.
We'll go to Nathan.
Hey, Dean, a lot of the guys that you're in that Bowie rotation with aren't part of the pool. How do you balance trying to take advantage of your opportunity while also knowing that there are other guys who maybe aren't getting this chance because they're not in the pool?
Can you repeat that one?
Yeah, no, you're good. How do you balance knowing that you have this opportunity and you're in the pool and you have the chance to make your debut with guys who you're close to and you were teammates with not getting this opportunity?
I mean, I definitely feel for the guys, but I'm here, so I have to take advantage of that opportunity and get better and try and do what I can to get up there.